Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. It is Monday, January the 16th, 2023. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you today. I have with me the energy of Master Jesus, who wanted to share the concept, the understanding of the beginning of the end of your suffering. And I'm quite honored to have his presence here because he doesn't often come through solo like this, but I'm going to be very meticulous and slow about this because I want to make certain I do not interpret much of what he says other than the way he's presenting it to me. But we'll give everybody a couple minutes to come in here because I know this is really, really important. I'm extremely excited because his energy is about a process called redemption, which is about getting ourselves out of suffering, which is what redemption is being redeemed from suffering. He said that the ultimate form of suffering is what you call a state of hell, where you feel like you are the least important, the least valued, the least worthy. And he says it's in that place that you can find the greatest redemption. We'll go into this a little bit more because there's a lot being said. Good morning, Hassan. Good to have you here. Wow. So we're streaming through three different channels. Yeah. So just for reference, whenever he comes in, I get extremely hot. My body gets very, very hot when his energy comes in. Suffering is not necessary. This is so important that you come to an understanding of this, that suffering is not necessary. And I think I just lost one feed here on one other channel. Just give me a moment, folks. Pardon me while we do this. Let's try this again. Excuse me. Resume. There we go. There we go. We are resuming again. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to make certain that we go through on all three channels, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, because this is so important. You know, the beginning of the end of your suffering is not a complex thing to understand. And I'll let him speak more than rather than me try to paraphrase what he has to say. Hi there, guys. Good morning, Gina. Hi, Drusilla. Good to see you. Hi, Tanya. Wonderful. Hi, Ellen. Good to see you. Hi. Wonderful. We'll give everybody a chance to come in here. When he came to me this morning, I've been really reluctant to talk about this because there's so much discomfort on the planet, but he said it's time. It's time you understand that your suffering is unnecessary at the point where you recognize you have the ability to choose to relinquish it. Suffering is not something that is bestowed upon you. It is something that you choose to accept or not. The concept of sin is not designed to be something that is made to be inherent with people, for each and every one of you is born of love and born in love. The function of sin is the subsequent deviations from your light, from your love. Sin is the deviation from love to fear. If you understand this, then you can begin to question what thoughts are of fear, what thoughts are of love. For the nature of your thoughts, as you think it shall be, the nature of your thought is that it is created by nature. It is within you to choose your thoughts. You are given free will, free choice, for very specific creative purposes. You were given a doorway to life that you have walked through. You are hearing these words through it, but the function of sin is not inherent. You are not born in sin. Sin is the deviation of your consciousness, your mind, your actions, your words from love to fear. That is the nature of sin, to move away from love towards fear. Every expression in your life and in the lives of those around you can only consist of two simple functions. You are either speaking, acting, and being through love, or speaking, acting, and being through fear. There are no other options for you. There's no being a little bit fearful. There is, you are in fear or you are not in fear. You are in fear or you are in love. You only have these two choices. It cannot be any simpler than this. The responsibility then is in your ability to examine yourself from the perspective of what are you allowing your mind to think? Or what are you allowing others to tell you to think? Is this love or is this fear? You must understand the function of love and the functions of fear are very easily recognized by the result that they produce. And look around you and look within you, and you shall know what thoughts are of fear, what actions are of fear, what thoughts are of love, what actions are of love. The end of your suffering begins when you begin to define the thoughts of love, to be conscious, to be aware. Is this thought of love? Is this thought of fear? Is this action of love? Is this action of fear? It is easy to recognize. Fear distorts where love exalts. And I do not mean the exaltation that you see bestowed upon the idols you have created upon this world today in numbers vaster than ever seen in all of human creation. You think that worshiping one who seems to be so much more powerful than you because they have more wealth and you see them more and they can do amazing things, that is not wealth. If one places himself above you and you have to look up to them, that is not love. That is not love. Love is a function that ennobles all. It does not look down upon another with disdain, nor does it look upon another as if they are better than one. You must understand the functions of love and fear are very clear. And all of the scriptures, all of the informations that you have been given cannot tell you from your own knowledge what is love, but you yourself know these things. That if you think a thought, you can know if it is love or if it is fear. You can know this, and you do. You know when you act in a certain way, if it is of love or if it is of fear. Love ennobles and enshrines life with gratitude, compassion, kindness, patience, playfulness, courtesy, understanding. Whereas fear is dismissive and demeaning and degrading and does harm without regard. You must understand the distinction. The end of your suffering begins in self-evaluation. For another cannot end your suffering, but you may do so. And in the surrendering of your suffering, you bring yourself closer to that light in thee, which is in who I am. Love is who I am. Fear is who I am not. You have given a name to the greatest manifestations of fear, the name of the devil, evil, Satan, many different names. You've given names to these expressions of fear. But whether you see the embodiment of fear, it is simply the embodiment of fear. But even that which would embody fear cannot escape the life that beats within its own body. That the very life distorted by fear is simply a very pale, dark shadow. A slight fading ember of love still exists even there. But the responsibility of love for you is within you to evaluate your thoughts, before you allow them to pass through your mind into the world of action and creation. You must evaluate. You must consider your actions. It is easy to know the difference between an act of love and an act of fear. It is easy to make that distinction and to liberate yourself from your suffering. You have been told that I would come and liberate you from your suffering, but I'm here to say that you are already able to liberate yourself from suffering, and in the alignment of your consciousness to love will you see who I am. In love you will see who I am. In fear you will not. In fear you will find isolation. In fear you will find that you are seemingly deserted. But you may turn your attention from fear to love. Remember, your intrinsic value is that your true nature is that you are love, for that is from whence you came. You came from love. It's in your chest, beating your heart at this moment. Feel the presence of love in you. Do not seek to find the presence of love from another. You cannot take from another what you already possess. Understand that in your physical body, there is a beating heart. If you give attention to it, there is love there. The function of love is life. It gives life. It sustains life in the body and beyond. If you have the capacity to begin to evaluate, and anyone hearing these words has the capacity to evaluate what thought is love, what action is love. And in the function of love, there is redemption and liberation and the end of all suffering. And you may find that the pleasures of this world may distract you. Ultimately, in the end, you will ask yourself, where am I going? You will ask when that day comes, where will you truly go? For this earth is not the only life. There is a place that you've heard the terms heaven given to it. It's a state of consciousness, of being vital. The functions of fear is that they keep you entrapped in matter as the sole source of your life and your experience. So many of you believe that your only life exists in that body. And yet evidence would suggest the contrary is true. For you are aware of the body, but it is simply the vehicle given to you that you may have the opportunity to ascend yourself to heaven, ascend yourself to love. The ultimate expression of love is divinity. The ultimate expression of love is divinity. And you cannot see yourself as separate from this divinity once you recognize it. Feel it. It is within you. Do not give attention to the things of this world that would distract you from love. It's far more important. If you understand the life you have in this world is very temporary. The life you have as a soul eternal. And it may be hard for some of you to consider that possibility because it is clearly obvious that the physical dimension is finite, that your physical body has a specific period of time, but that is your body. It is the instrument that serves you while you come to this understanding of what you will choose to serve. You cannot serve love and fear. You may choose to serve one or the other, but you cannot serve both. You cannot serve both love and fear. One or the other is what you must learn to hold dear. Please understand this. And what you shall hold to, that is where your heart shall stay. But at any time, you may choose to surrender your suffering. There's only these simple two choices. The thoughts and actions of love are very simple to distinguish one from the other. Even in your own mind, if you take but a little time to examine what is in your mind or what is given to you to think, is it love or is it fear? If one speaks to you badly about another, is that a thought, an invitation to love or fear? What do others invite you to? Do they invite you to love or fear? Everything in your world is an invitation for love or fear. Which will you serve? And you likewise invite others to love or fear. You invite others by what you say, by what you think, by what you do. Will you invite them to love or will you invite them to fear? And those of you that are in love will be with those of you that are in love, and those of you that are in fear will be with those of you that are in fear. For in this realm, the function of creation is very precise in its execution, in that certain qualities of energy tend to gather together. The beginning of the end of your suffering is now. It does not have to be tomorrow or next week or next year. Right now, can you consider a thought that is love? That there is life in you, in your chest, beating your heart. That is an act of love resonating in your body while you live in this world always. And no matter how dark you may believe your life is, turn your attention inward. Remember that love beats your heart at every moment that you exist in this dimension. And if you align yourself to that love, then it will greet you when you leave that physical body. If you continue to embrace and enshrine fear and all of its many colors, if you continue to do this, then you will meet that when you leave the body. For there is love and there is fear, and the expressions of both are unique and distinct in their intensity and degree. But at any point in this process, you are free to choose one or the other. Do not think that if you have been so dark and so evil in your own thinking, do not think that you cannot find the end of your suffering also, that you may turn in an instant and say, I surrender this fear. I surrender this fear. I choose to listen to love. And what would love have you say? And what would love have you do? And what would love have you be? What would that be? You are free to make that distinction, regardless of how you may think or believe your life appears to be to you. The changing of your thought to the possibility that your suffering can end in this moment. The consideration of that thought, that your suffering in this moment has ended. In this moment, it has ended. That in you, love beats that body's heart. It is beating your heart. Is that not a wonder to behold? That love is beating your heart. And the hearts of all, even those of dark or light, the same love gives you life. The distinction between your expressions of love and fear simply alienate you from experiencing that love beyond the flesh or embracing it beyond the flesh. Love is the perpetual sustainment of your life, whereas fear is the diminishment of it. But you cannot end your life completely, although you can go to places that are very dark. The end of your suffering is now. Each thought, one good thought will end suffering. Another good thought will keep it away. Another good thought will take you further towards the light. And each thought and each action, consciously, deliberately chosen, will lead you. You will bring yourself to your own redemption, to surrender yourself from fear in thought and in action. And there is an event that will occur in the process. It has happened countless times to many. In that moment where you are able to deliberately and intentionally surrender your fear and restore your love. The choice between heaven and hell is the choice between love and fear. And love and fear can be thoughts and actions, but of a different manifestation. So in each moment you choose a thought that is good, and in each moment you choose an action that is good, you are choosing love. You are choosing to move towards the divine, towards heaven, if you like. And every thought that is negative and any action that is negative, that will lead you to what you would call evil or the darkness. It is that simple. I cannot make it any simpler than this. The unnecessary complexity that has been created in the mythologies that have unfolded since the first coming, and the stories that have been told and the lies that have been made to deceive you and distract you and distort you from remembering and knowing the truth that is within you. Stories that keep you disconnected from love through the illusion of suffering. You've been told to be distracted, to worship suffering and pain, to think that there is something within you that separates you from the very thing that beats your heart. You will never be separate from the divine, your God. It is within you, beating your heart. You will never be separate from it, except in the actions of thoughts that do harm to yourself or others. Through the function of fear, you will live in your hell. Through the functions of love, you will live in your heaven, even while on earth. There is a doorway you call. It is a transitional doorway from this world to the next. There is a process of transition. And when you come to that door, there are only two doors. There's the door to love and the door to fear. And you may walk through either door, but if you are in love, you can only walk through love. If you're in fear, you can only walk through fear. In that moment, when you see those two doors before you, you will choose love or fear. And each will reap its reward. And the life that you will experience will be uniquely different. Nothing is to be feared, but it is to be understood. The end of your suffering begins when you choose thoughts and actions that you know are love. It is easy to know if your acts are of fear, or you will feel afraid. It is easy to know when your acts are of love, for it will be good. But for those of you that have suffered greatly, you may be confused in learning to distinguish what is true from what is false. And there's much in your world to loan itself to your confusion. So do not look to the world to end your confusion. Look rather in your own mind to become diligent in what thoughts and what actions that you can consciously align to that are of love. You cannot find redemption through another man. You can only find redemption through your own heart. The liberation of your suffering begins in the choice and functions of love. And the perpetuation of suffering begins with the choices and actions of fear. And for those of you that can recognize the distinction between good and evil, you have the blessed gift to be able to make that choice consciously. There are many who are ensnared in the clutches of pain, in the clutches of evil, in the clutches of ignorance, that while they know there is a better way, they do not understand what that way is because it seems to be all around you. You look at your leaders today and you look at the world as it is, and you see there's much loaning itself to perpetuate your suffering, but it benefits but only a few. It is not much different than it was in the first coming. What you see in the world today is very similar to what was in the first coming. And yet each of you expect some divinity to come down from the heavens, but the heavens are within you. Every one of you is called, and few of you choose. And the choice is between love and fear in thought, in word, in action. And that is as simple as it can be. That your only choice to begin the end of your suffering is to choose love in thought, in word, in action. You know this within yourself. You know this very clearly if you take pause. Observe a thought. Ooh, this thought is not of love. I will let it go. This thought is of love. I will hold to it. You cannot serve two masters. There is love and there is fear. Which one will you hold dear? Which one? There are only two choices. Wow. We are here. We are at that crossroads. That's what he's saying. We're at this crossroads where we have this choice between love and fear. There is no other choice for any human. Every single function in our lives is based on love or fear. It really is. Wow. Good morning, everybody. So this has been going on. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. Love and light to you as well. Heather's asking on YouTube, I feel this is the end of the karma cycle. Can you confirm this, please? The end of the karma cycle is in choosing love. Karma is invoked because you continue to go back and forth from love to fear. If you have surrendered your fear, if love is the source from which you function, then there is no karma. Love has no karma. Fear has lots of karma. I like that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Heather. Somebody's asking, somebody on TikTok's asking, hi, Luna, is my father-in-law still here? Only if you call him forth. I don't know. He's saying something about a car. Something about going for a drive in the car. I don't know. What do you mean? Going for a drive in the car. There's a car that he liked. I don't know if you still have it, but there's a car that he liked. If you drive in that car and call him forth, he'll be present with you. Like his energy will come present with you if you take a moment to tune into that. Wow. Thank you so much. Got a question from Mooney. Hi, Mooney. Hi, Mary. Will my ex, Kirill, and I talk again this year, even though he's seeing someone else? I'm being told that you work a lot with the devas, the fairy devas. They're coming in. They're saying, like, it's time to let this go so that which you called forth may enter your life. They're telling me that you're holding on to something that's not allowing what you need to come into your life. What you had before will pale in comparison to what is to come. They're saying that what you're holding on to the old, and you cannot receive the gift of the new. Yes, let that go, so that the new light can come in. That's the words they're using, the new light. I don't know if you've got any roses around, get some roses. If you got roses, or get roses. You need to be around the energy of rose. You've got rose water, rose scent. Rose will help clear the energy around that holding on, because you're holding on to that old energy, and it's not allowing the new in. So it's like you got your hand, you're trying to go out and indoor by pushing the wrong way. You have to let his energy go. Release your attachment to him. Like, release him with love and grace from your life. Release that being with love and grace, so that the new one that's trying to come in to work with you can enter your life. Yes, it is. This is someone that was be significant in your life. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Question from Heather. Hi, Nathan. I'm looking for guidance today as I deal with a heavy situation. Okay. Thank you, Nathan. I'm really excited for you. You have an amazing opportunity here. What I'm being told to tell you is to actually to take a deep breath and relax your body. And as you relax your body, get into the idea, get your mind into the idea. If things turn out exactly the way that you want, how would you feel? Consider that. If things turn out exactly the way you feel, how would that turn out? Those feelings of heaviness in your body will begin to leave when you consider the feeling of if it turns out the way you would like it to. Because your feelings are intimately connected to what will or will not happen. Your emotions are intimately connected to what will or will not happen. Everyone's are. Everything in our lives is a product of the emotions we hold to in our hearts. But they're telling me to tell you that, like, to literally get into the feeling. If you were already resolved, it was already taken care of, how would you feel? Whatever the situation is, go into it with the feeling that it's already resolved. That feeling, like, put a smile on your face, it's already done. Everybody's happy. Like, see everybody blessed. Everybody's happy. It comes out the best possible way. How would that feel? And that feeling, if you can stimulate it, become aware of where it lives in your body, feel that feeling, intensify that feeling, and go into the event with that feeling that is going to be beneficial for everybody, including yourself. Wow. Thank you so much. Hi, guys. I'm being asked from Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Does my guide have a message for me? A name? The name I'm getting is Envil, but the E is not Envil, it's Envil. The E is pronounced, it's actually accentuated. Envil is the name I'm being given. There's a cedar or a pine tree that you need to go to. Cedar? Okay, cedar. He's saying you need to go to a cedar tree and put your hands on the bark of the cedar. Smell the bark. He's saying that this will begin to reattune your body to the, he's saying the sacred line. I don't know what that means, but he's saying it will tune your energy to the sacred line. A cedar tree. Go to a cedar tree. Hand on the bark. Take the bark. Squeeze it. Breathe it. Yes. That's really cool. Thank you. Never heard that before. Drusilla's asking on YouTube, is addiction a manifestation of fear? Absolutely. It's also, I'm being told to tell you, it's also a mechanism of self-preservation. It's also a mechanism. Why is it a mechanism of self-preservation? They're saying it's a mechanism of self-preservation because it allows the individual to formulate a way to step back from the emotions they have not learned the skills to deal with. These individuals simply require instruction on how to liberate themselves from their belief that they're unable to release themselves. Yes. Yeah. So again, the person that you're referring to, again, addiction is about being attached to a mechanism. Again, that I'm paraphrasing now because it's already passed. Addiction is a manifestation, a mechanism of both self-preservation. I don't remember that part. But the way to get out of it is to learn the function of how to liberate the emotion from the body that is still being held there. You cannot continue to hold that in the body and expect it to go away, no matter what you do to your body, no matter how much you take what you take to hide these feelings. You will not be able to liberate yourself from them. You must liberate them from you to go into the feelings that underlie the coping function of addiction, to go into the feelings, to learn that you are able to alter and change energy in the form of emotion within your own biology. This becomes very important to understand, that you can alter and change emotions that live in your body, both in the conscious realm of your mind and in the unconscious realm of your body, which is where you store and hide all of your memories and emotions in your body. Certain emotions you have not learned how to process. Thank you. I like that. Thank you, Drusilla. Great question. Elena's asking on YouTube, will there be money-making opportunities for me this year? They're telling me yes, they're right around you right now. You're just not, they're saying you're just not doing it. You keep, I don't know who this is. It's a male. He's been with you before. And he's saying she keeps getting these opportunities, but she doubts herself and doesn't believe she can do them. She's saying she dismisses them too quickly. She sees all these things that give her opportunities, but she does not stick with it. She's looking for something that's easy, and she has to learn it, and it will become easy. You have to learn this, and it'll become easy. So yes. Question from TikTok. Good morning. I need guidance. I'm afraid of my thoughts. So emotional. Miska, thank you so much. First of all, I just call forth the love and the compassion of God to embrace you right now. With your thoughts and emotions, there is nothing wrong with you. Your thoughts are not who you are. Your emotions are not who you are. I'm going to ask you to do something, Miska. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to sense the space that your thoughts and emotions occupy in your body. Just become aware of the thoughts and emotions that you have in your body that you think you can't handle. And I'm going to ask you to do something that's kind of strange. As you become aware of those thoughts and emotions in your body, just think this thought to your emotions and allow whatever happens to happen. But think this thought to the emotions as if you really mean it. As if you really mean it. Even though I do not understand you, I am willing to love you. Think those words to your thoughts and emotions, Miska. Even though I do not understand you, I am willing to love you. And repeat that 3 times like you really mean it. And just allow yourself to be aware of how those thoughts and emotions react and respond when you give them that thought. Just allow that to happen. Just stay in that. No matter what I thought or felt or believed about you, I love you. Even if I don't understand you, I'm willing to love you. Allow yourself to just offer that thought and feel the way the thoughts and emotions change when you interact with them that way. Even though I do not understand you, I'm willing to love you. Just that thought, offer that to them. And observe what begins to happen with those emotions, because they'll start to change. When you extend love to anyone or anything, that begins to change. And that thought, I'm willing to love you, even if I do not understand you, is an extension of love. And the emotions and thoughts in your body are energy. And when you give them that thought in that form, it is a new energy that interacts with them differently. And you'll be able to feel that difference. And please leave a comment in the comment section, Miska, when you feel and experience what happens when you offer that thought to your thoughts and emotions, right? Even if I don't understand you, I'm willing to love you. And just allow yourself to experience that for a few minutes. Just be in that energy. Allow that thought that you give to those thoughts and emotions, allow it to interact with them, and just become aware and share that with us. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Question from Linda. Hi, Linda. Dealing with a heavy situation, so many directions. I need to know which route is cliff safe. First of all, the very first thing you need to do is you need to take a slow, deep breath, and you need to release the fear from your body. And a really simple and easy way they taught me to release fear from your body is to breathe slowly and deeply and give your body permission to relax. Don't worry about all the stuff later today. First, you need to change your energy, because if you don't change your energy, then you can't change the situation. Once you know you can change your energy, and the moment you change an emotion in your body, it's going to change events and circumstances that happen around your body. We have a whole masterclass on how to work with emotions and change and transform emotions in our 102 masterclass, which begins in April. But for now, what you need to do is just breathe slowly and deeply and release the fear from the body. Let the body relax. The minute you direct your body to relax, you begin to release tension from it. Once you begin to release tension from it, you'll start to feel that the fear and anxiety will start to drop down, because now you are directing the body, which is instinctual, to relax. You're taking authority. Now, to the situation you're dealing with, that heavy situation, take a moment to communicate a blessing to that situation. Let's take a moment to communicate a blessing to that situation. So just send out, no matter what you think or feel or believe about that situation, wish everything and everyone well in it, including yourself. Just send that thought out. I wish and bless everyone in all these situations, that what is needed shall be revealed to me. What is most needed shall be revealed to me. That's what you want to focus on. What is needed shall be revealed to me. And stay in that form of thinking and feel how that form of thinking begins to cultivate new energy in your body. Just direct that thought to that heavy situation. All those other things are going to work out. Like, really feel that energy. Even if you don't understand how, you do not need to know the how. How is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to shift your energy, that there's a possibility for something really amazing happening for you today. Consider that's a possibility. Consider it. Something amazing can happen for you today. Consider that possibility. The minute you consider an idea, you create an energy. The minute you consider an idea, you create an energy. And if you can continue to create that energy, you'll build it up and your body will begin to react to it. I know I will. I'm being told to tell you that there are so many people that are watching and letting things come into their mind from television and radio and other places that do not serve them. There's so much fear and doubt and uncertainty being sown into the minds of people through many of the shows and things that are happening that are really feeding fear on the planet, right? Because fear does not like to be alone. It likes to, misery loves company, right? So they're trying to find ways to keep people in it. Thank you so much. Yeah, there we go. Question here. Thank you so much. Hi, Jenny. Today is my best friend's heavenly birthday. Does she have any messages for me? I'm getting this picture of a vanilla cupcake with a candle in it. She sent me a picture of a vanilla cupcake with a candle in it. And the candle's got a blue stripe going up in it. And there's a little girl. I'm seeing that there's a little girl there. She's blonde and she's at the table. She's looking at something. She's like, ooh, yeah. Like, yes. So just so you know, she's already returned to Earth. She's in another body. Just so you know. So this is again a celebration. But she's really, that's, get a vanilla cupcake, get a little blue and white candle, put it in. And she says, put your hand over your heart when you light the candle. Put your hand over your heart when you light the candle. And allow yourself to feel what she can communicate to you in that moment. Remember, just because people leave the physical medium of expression does not mean they don't exist. And I think you already know this. She says you felt her around you several times in the last year, but you've questioned whether or not it's really her. It's really her. But that vanilla cupcake and the candle, you light that, hand on your heart, and allow yourself to feel how she interacts with you in that moment. She's very grateful. Very, very grateful. Yes. You know, she keeps saying, tell her she knows. She knows. Thank you. Um, is the Earth going through a physical change? Yes, every one of us, not just as Earth, but every planet, every star in this galaxy that we're in right now is going through a change. There's a massive change happening, and it's a great opportunity for us to demonstrate love or fear. The one of the things my guardian angel John told me about 3.5, 4 years ago, he said, William, emotion is the fifth state of energy, and it organizes all the existing conditions of matter that humans are experiencing. He said, right now, humanity is facing a choice between certain different polarities of energy. The energy of the emotion of fear and the emotion of love do very different things in time and space. And he said that people are predominantly on the planet more tilted towards the vibration of fear. A lot of these changes that you see happening on the Earth are also corresponding to the collective unconsciousness of humanity, the way humans are feeling unconsciously, but also the way we're affecting other life forms on the planet and how we're affecting the air and the water and the skies. Everything is a living thing, whether it's a molecule of water or a molecule of flesh. Everything has life in it. And you can affect that life with love, or you can affect that life with fear. So yeah, these changes are corresponding to what we are collectively feeling emotionally. And so the movement is to try and get human collective unconsciousness to move from a state of fear to a collective state of love. And that will create very different changes in our experience of this planet. You know, can't separate ourselves from what we're living in. Somebody else asking, why is my daughter suffering from a dry skin? Yeah, this is, hang on. Yes. There's things coming through that I don't think this is the place to share this information. Yeah. Ask her what the thing was that really upset her when just before this something upset her. Again, I'm filtering here. I'm filtering as to what I'm going to allow through because of the nature of the information. But ask her what it was that stimulated her fear. Ask her what made her afraid prior to this beginning. There's something that happened not too long before this started. And she knows what it is. She just is not articulating it in a way that you can understand. Is there anything that she can do to ameliorate? Yes. Yeah. There has to be an emotional release. She needs to release a certain quality of emotion. She has to let that go. But there are some. One thing that she can consider using to like deal with the symptom. But again, treating a symptom is not the same as treating the cause. You know, and we get so caught up in treating symptoms as a species that we often carry the cause for our lives. It's unnecessary. When you do not know how to release an old emotion from the body, it's self-regenerative, right? You have to release the emotion from the body. Otherwise, you can take all kinds of treatments for things, get rid of them temporarily, and they come back. If you haven't released the initial cause, then emotions organize matter. That's what John says. Emotions organize matter. I got time enough for 2 more questions. Hi, guys. Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. Does my guide have any message regarding my health? Clay. I'm being sure you need to go into clay. You need to put your body in like clay. It needs to be submerged in clay, in like liquid clay. You need like a mud bath, something like that. Your body needs that. You got stuff that you've been exposed to that has to be pulled out of the body. I don't know what it is you do, but you get repeated exposure to something that's been affecting you gradually over time. It's just become more pronounced. Clay, like get immersed in like clay, a mud bath, red clay, gray clay, but some form of clay that can let your body soak in and just let the the angel, what Master Jesus calls the angel of earth, to pull those things out of the body. He teaches a process for raising your consciousness up. John the Baptist taught baptism by water, which is to bring the spirit down. Master Jesus teaches the process of baptism by fire, which is to elevate yourself up to the spirit, to God. And he had 4 particular methods of doing that: earth, air, water, and fire. Sunlight, earth, water, and air were the 4 things that he taught teaches his disciples to how to utilize air, utilize water, utilize the sunlight, utilize the earth to purify your body, to elevate the consciousness of your body up to its highest expression. I got time for one more question here. Let's see what we got over here. Hello, Daniela. Good to see you. Question from Daniela. Dipping my fingers in hot water recently to separate noodles gave 0 burning sensation. For a while, I feel becoming more resistant to certain types of heat by touching. Why? Well, I don't know. Again, I'm being told that you were a fakir in a lifetime. You did firewalking. It was one of the demonstrations you offered people before you would teach them how to do these things. You see firewalkers today, but you also see beings like Wim Hof, who are showing that you can put your body in extreme temperatures of hot or cold and not be harmed. You know, when you get in alignment with love, you shall not be harmed. Love organizes your conditions of experience very differently than fear does. And you're losing all your fear. You're losing your fear. It's a great question, Danielle. Oh, time for one more, and then we'll move on. Just scrolling down here. Question here from the Miller. Hi, the Miller. Are there messages from my guide that my guides are trying to get through to me? So many changes in my life. Well, of course, that's why all these changes are happening, because you're following some intuitive guidance you're receiving. I don't know why, but they're showing me an image of you, like gratitude. They tell me to tell you to embrace the energy of gratitude, bring it into your body fully, and offer it to the world, like offer it as an energy to the world. But they're saying these things are happening because you've been building this up. But rest more deliberately in gratitude. Push the gratitude into the physical heart. Fill the body with that vibration of gratitude. Radiate it out in all directions, right? Without any expectation. They're saying you're already doing this, but this will make it more of a conscious practice, that you recognize it is the underlying cultivation of gratitude that's allowing these things to unfold in your life. I want to thank you for your questions, everybody, for participating today. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. If you want to know more about what we are doing this year with our masterclasses, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. I encourage you to get involved in our one-on-one masterclass, which is an introduction to how to tap into your guides, your angels, ascended masters, and other beings that you can learn to work with. You are not alone. The physical dimension is not the only dimension of experience. It is but one small realm of consciousness. You also have a mind and thoughts and emotions and memories that you don't see, but they exist in another realm of information. Anyway, I encourage you to go check that out. Also, for those of you that have asked, I've seen a couple of people ask about readings. Yes, if you want to book a reading with me, I have half-hour and 1-hour readings. Again, you go to my website and check that out. I want to say much love to everybody. Thank you for your participation. Remember to, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're on TikTok, remember to give me a follow. And thank you, everybody that's followed today and everybody that's subscribed. I really appreciate it. Remember to click the notification bell so you know when I come live. And I'll look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.